Hello fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Wednesday the 11th of June 2025. I hope you are keeping well and enjoying life as best you possibly can. There's an American English phrase that I've heard quite often, which is having skin in the game. Now I presume it's some kind of sporting reference. Don't really know where it comes from, but I take it to mean having some interest in something, in particular like a legal case or something like that, somebody having some interest in it. I think it's always important for independence when it comes to legal cases. So I'm a little perturbed about the situation in Brazil, where Bolsonaro, former President Bolsonaro, is on trial. And the person who is the judge is the person that he threatened to have arrested. The only one he threatened to have arrested, according to him, or according to one of the witnesses, rather. So I'm not sure that ought to. I'm not sure that sounds to me like a situation of where a judge might consider recusal. I don't know the full details of everything involved, or the Brazilian legal system, of course. But it sounds like a situation where a judge might want to recuse themselves so that they are not accused of unfair treatment of a suspect, or sometimes, judges go in the opposite direction to prove, they bend over backwards to prove that they are not biased, and so go in the opposite direction, just to prove how unbiased they are, which is also not favourable, not a good idea. Anyway, Bolsonaro's trial continues in Brazil, and we wait to see the outcome. But if he is proved to be guilty, and let's face it, the evidence is pretty substantial, let's hope he is incarcerated for a lengthy period of time. Let's get on with our game of Sudoku then. So this is the LA Times peaceful edition of the LA Times expert level Sudoku puzzle, one that we play each day here on the channel when we have time. Yesterday there was definitely no time to play this game, but today there is. 6 blocks down here, 6 blocks across there. That's how I'm going to get started. That's the first thing that catches my attention. We've got 9s across here and there, so let's have ourselves a merry little 9 in that square there. And we've got 1s up, 1 down, 1 across there. I see in this column we're missing 4, 8 and 9. We've got the 4 blocking there, we've got the 8 blocking there, and we've got the 9 blocking there. So one of each. I think we can get an 8. Bear with me, this is a little bit of an experiment, but I'll just take it around and see where we get to. Okay, so these are all blocking paths, as you can see. Now we've got 8 in one of these 2 squares blocking up here, and we've got 8 in one of these 2 squares blocking across here. So yes, I was right, we did get to an 8 there after that long walk around. Still, good exercise, right? I've just noticed we have one like this, so we've got ones in one of those two squares blocking across. That would give me a 1 there. Again, I know I've got the 2 highlighted, but I'm really looking at digit 1. That's what happens. Perhaps I need one of those Apple whatever it's called, in virtual reality headsets, which is kind of looking at where your eyes are, and you know, I could reflect that onto the screen and you might see that I'm not looking at what you think I'm looking at. If anybody wants to buy me one, go ahead. I'm not sure I'll ever use it, but feel free. Knock yourself out, as Americans sometimes say. I think we've got 6 and 9 blocking this square here, so that's going to be a 6 and a 9 there, and that will be a 4 in that square there. If you're wondering why I've stopped, well, because I can't see the next move very clearly, that's why. Oh no. I thought I may have found a single there, but I think it's a 3 or a 6. I thought for a second there I'd found it myself a single, but I don't believe it's true because I think it's a 3 or a 6. So forget that. Right then, let's put in the pencil marks and finish the game off, I think, because otherwise I'm just delaying for no good reason and making the video outrageously long. Remember, I'm making a video here, not just playing the game at my leisure. Got to get this video sorted out. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's start with ones as a pair there, ones as a pair there, ones as a pair in those squares, pair of candidates of course I'm talking about, one blocking across here, one down here, and that will give me the final set of pairs for digit 1. 2 will be a pair in those two squares there. Other information about 2 is not so good, so we'll move on to 3s, and we know that 3s are here because of the 3s blocking like that. Okay, and then 3s block up here, down here. That gives me a pair of 3s like so. Do we know anything else? Not enough, I think. 4s then appear in one of those two squares there, and 4s are a pair there. Five blocks across here and down there, so we get 5s as candidates in those squares there. Sixes must be in one of those 3 squares there. I'll highlight those because that is a restriction. 7s are up there. 7s there. 8s live there somewhere, and in one of those two squares up there. And here. And then 9. What do we know? Not sure. So I only didn't find many pairs there. Certainly not a great deal of helpfulness. I do have this 3, 4 and 8 here, so I think I'm going to attack this block here as the way to begin putting in the other candidates. And I think maybe because we've got a few digits here, maybe we'll go across the middle here. That's my plan of attack. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do we know about digit 6? It blocks across here and up there, so 6 is available for those squares as a candidate. 7 blocks across here and down here. That gives me 7s in those squares there. And then we're just looking for 9, which blocks up here. Aha! Okay, so we found ourselves a digit 3 in that square. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Yes, that's a 3. So let's get rid of that candidate 3 there. It was a good choice to go for that block then, wasn't it? Now we've got 3 blocking across here and up here, so that will give us a pair of 3s there. So 3 blocks up here and up here, and that gives us 3 in that square. And that, oh sorry, wrong mode selected. 3 in that square, and that's going to be an 8 because that's the only place an 8 can go. 8 across here and 8 across there and 8 up there. Now gives us a pair of 8s in those squares, and then we got the 8s blocking to the bottom like this, which will give us a pair of 8s down there. Any more that we can do with this pair of 3s here? I'm not sure. What about this column now? We're missing. So 2 is also missing from here, so that's going to be a pair of 8 and 2, and this then will have to be a 5, and so we can get rid of that candidate 5 that we had there a moment ago, and now 5s block across here and there, and that's going to give me 5s in those squares, just so. Now we know this is 2 and 8, so we know the missing numbers here are 4 and 5. Do we have any clues on 4s or 5s from up here? Yes, we do. We've got 5 blocking down there, so that's going to be the 5, and that's going to be the 4, and now 4 blocks up here like this, so that's a pair of 3 and 4 in those squares, and this is not, and this is going to be a 9. So this can't be a 9 now. We'll remove that. And so we can get the other missing digits here. So we're missing 2 in those squares, and we're missing 9 somewhere. All right. Let's just go across, shall we? 1, 2, 3 blocks across there. Just wondering the right direction to go here. I don't think it matters. Okay, so 3s are still possible in those squares there. 5, 6. What do we know? 6 blocks across here and up there. So 6 still possible like that. 7s blocking up and across. And 9. This. Okay, it's looking all right. Let's come down here now then. What do we know about 2? Anything else? No. 4 blocks like this. So we have a pair of 4s in those squares. 5. And that's done. That block is finished. We could go up, we could go right. Don't think it matters. Let's go up. 2 blocks like this. So 2 still possible there. 3, 4, 5 like this. 6s. And 9. We're going to get a 5 up here. Okay. 9 blocks like this, so we can put 9s in those squares, and we can get ourselves a 5 in this square, and that means we can get rid of some 5s in those squares there. Okay. Threes block across here, so 3s are somewhere up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I stopped talking because I was listening to my neighbour. She's doing that. She's talking about. Anyway, not trying to earwig. Just sounded a bit concerned. So we've got 9 blocking up there, and that gives us 9s in those squares. So that block is now complete. And we'll go down here to 3. Okay, so we are finished with our candidate filling. So we've got a pair of 2 and 5 here already, so that can't be a 5. That's 1 5 that we can remove at least. And that means that that's the only possible 5 in this column now. Now that all the candidates are in, it's easier to see. We've got 5 there. Let's get rid of the 5s in those squares there. And now what are we looking for? We've got a pair of 3 and 6 here, so this can't be 6. That's got to be a 1. So that's going to be a 4. That's a 1 over there. And that's a 1 in that square. Let's get rid of candidate 1 there, shall we? And we'll get rid of the 4 there, and we'll place a 4 here and give ourselves a 7 in that square there, and a 7 over there, and a 7 up there. Lots of 7s to be removed, but let's fill in one more first. Okay, so 7, 7, 7, 7, and 7 all can be taken away and shot. We've got a pair of 3 and 5 here, so this is going to be a 4. That's our 3 up there. Get rid of all of those 3s. That leaves us with a 6 in that square. 3 up there. 9. Looks like we've finished the game now, don't you think? Not much more difficulty to be had, I guess. It's just either ors from this point in time. 6 here. Let's get rid of all of those 6s. Okay. 2, 9. That can't be a 9 then. That's got to be an 8. That's our 4. 4s are finished. That's an 8. That's not. 4 and 7 are our completed digits. We've got a pair of 6 and 9 here. That's got to be a 2 then. So that's 9 over there. 2, 6, 9. 1 in that square, 2 down here, 8 over there, 2 in that square, 2 has to be there, 5. What's left there? 2, 3, 5, 8. 8 is the last number to go there. What are we looking for here? We've got 9 up there, so that's 2. That must be the 9. And that must be our LA Times expert level puzzle over for a Wednesday. See you around. Take care. Bye-bye.